says every day, let's go out and have a good country practice, just to go get better. And so, I mean, we all knew what we could do. We just knew that we had to go out and perform, and, obviously we've done that.
Dabo said Coach Caldwell's been happier than he's ever seen him this year. Are you seeing him that happy, or is he still pretty tough on you?
No, he's tough on us, but I agree 100%. Yeah. I think he's a lot happier, and, I think he's starting to really get guys to really understand what he wants. Mm-hmm. We all really know that, this is how he wants it, this is how we're going to do it, and there's everyone in the room has a working man's attitude, and everybody comes every day to work, and that's another thing that he loves.
And it's a funny thing because you've got a guy like Mitch who's thrown to the fire. Your story is obviously a unique one. Mm-hmm. Guys like Eric that have kind of been here a while and been through a lot of it and are really starting to get into their stage now. You've had guys injured and guys stepping in.
Yep.
It's not like you can point to one guy and say this has been the difference on that line, but that's really kind of what it's all about, right?
Yeah, well, I mean, we as an offensive line, you got to work as five. You can't. I mean, a lot of guys, you have standout players on every team, but that front five, that five that's out there, you really all have to play together. And so once again, I think we've got five guys out there that just, we all play for. I mean, and really the guys that come in, we all know how to play with each other. We all know what different guys do better at, what different guys do worse at. And so we all have a feel for each other and what our technique needs to be for them, and it's just something that's been completely different from what I've felt around here in the past, and it's something that obviously is showing in our play.
Coach, I could be wrong, but I think I saw a tattoo that maybe represents the offensive line.
Yeah. I got that a few months ago, and that's just we call ourselves a union, obviously, and I didn't have any tattoos. Obviously, I've got a bunch of tattoos, but I didn't have anything that had any Clemson on it. So I was like, I obviously have to get something that's got a tiger paw or something. So me and Eric actually sat down and made our own little patch for the offensive line. So
that's Coach Sweeney somewhere, do you?
No, I don't have Coach Sweeney wear. So I mean, maybe I'll get one in the future. No.
Are you guys going to talk the younger pups into a tattoo like that?
I've tried to already. Maybe the new guys coming in, maybe I can talk them into it. But I think maybe I've got some of our guys on board now, but most of them are reluctant. I don't think they're man enough to get tattoos yet.
Coach was saying that y'all haven't allowed a sack that was on you in 5 games. But I think statistically you haven't allowed any sacks in the last 3 games. Is that kind of like a streak that y'all think about going into a game?
Kinda. I mean, we got to take it game by game, but that's something that we try and take pride in. Is we don't want to get our quarterback hit. No one does. And as an offensive line, obviously that's a little bit more on us. It can be on the running backs and it can be on them sometimes, but a lot of the hits on quarterback comes from the offensive line. And, we always go into every game saying we don't want him to get hit. And, sometimes it can be unrealistic, but, we really take good pride in that, and we work really hard in practice to prevent him from getting hit. So it's just really all of our work and all of our, commitment really coming through and showing.
With the way that you guys have played the last 9 weeks or so, does the break and not being able to have that flow going to mess the offense up at all, do you think?
I don't think so. We've been working. The offensive line went out and actually ran yesterday as a unit. We went out and ran by the stadium. So I don't think it'll mess anything up. If anything, we've got good enough leadership on this team, I feel like, to keep guys dialed in, keep guys preparing like they need to. So I don't think it'll mess too much up.
What's an area you guys need to work on? I mean, you've been so good the last several weeks. Where do you feel like needs to be an emphasis?
Well, I think really throughout the season, and especially in the offensive line, you kind of lose your technique a little bit. So I know Coach Caldwell really likes to go back to the basics, and that's what Coach Sweeney was saying as well. We really want to go back to the basics, just, even down on the stance. Everything is determined by your stance, and so that's one thing that I think we're really going to work hard on, just footwork, basic hand placement, just stuff like that, because, the little things make up the big things.
Have you thought about the fact that Wayne is 10 yards from getting the all-time rushing record? What does that mean to you guys?
I did not know that, so that's pretty awesome. But so that just makes us make him want to break through that wall pretty hard. So, but now you say that, it's pretty special, and that's something that a lot of it goes on him. Don't get me wrong. He is a really, really good running back, and give him all the credit. But as an offensive line, it kind of makes us grin a little bit too, because we know that we've been a little bit of that, a little part of that.
Did you see that Eric calls you a band of brothers?
Yep, yeah, I did, and I think he's right. We like I said, we all work well together, and we all want to do good for the man beside us. I mean, of course, everyone wants to look good and everyone wants to go to the next level, but I really think we have a very selfless team this year, especially on the offensive line. I think that we all know what we have to do in order to get to the next level and as a team, and go like we're in the playoffs now and, maybe go to the national championship. I think we all know what we need to do that, so we all work hard and together to do that.
Have you ever been around a group that woofs as much as this one does? I look down and somebody's talking all the time out on the field.
Not really. I mean, we always, I don't know, we just kind of try and do our own thing and just do what we do. So, I mean, we don't try and talk too much. So.